What is happening, y'all? Welcome back to the Media Goose channel. It is I, RJG, Ryan James Gorman, the Media Goose, and the goose is loose, baby. And I am coming at you today to talk about the Raw After WrestleMania. This was a really good show that I really enjoyed. A couple of new stars showed up that I think we all may have been expecting, so let's get right into the show. The show opened with Oba Femi coming out decked out in a beautiful suit, and man, like I said with my Mania review, you couldn't tell me nothing if I was Oba Femi. Entire arenas chanting his name being chanted at Roman Reigns. This felt like Roman after he beat The Undertaker, except Oba was actually as over as they hoped Roman would be. So Oba comes out, really takes in the moment. You can see him intentionally basking in this unforgettable moment. And then he just says, "The ruler has arrived." Drops the mic and leaves. A+, perfect, no notes. Then we had an awesome Kabuki Warrior promo backstage, primarily from Asuka, continuing talking to Io about everything that they're going through. And then we got the Kabuki Warriors versus Rhea and Io. This was a really fun match, y'all. They isolated Rhea for a long portion of it, then Io got the hot tag, and it was excellent. Io is one of the best hot tags in the business right now. She does her double drop kick into the kip up, into the emote. Love that. Another awesome spot throughout the match. We saw Kairi Sane do an insane elbow off the top to the outside on Rhea. That was excellent. Kairi should be the Intercontinental Champion. Becky doesn't need it. Kairi right now feels like an Intercontinental Champion. Like, I don't know, her style, her amazing in-ring work, her great character work. Kairi Sane for Intercontinental Champion. And then we get Adam Pearce and Penta talking in the back. Javon Evans walks up, making it clear he still wants that Intercontinental Championship. And then the first call-up of the night, a wrestler that I love, Ethan Page, arrives. I think Ethan Page, since he came over from AEW, has been doing the best work of his career in NXT. He had that immediate NXT title reign that was really good. He had an NXT North American title reign. Ethan Page is awesome, and I think he has a higher ceiling in WWE than he ever did in AEW. I think this guy is at least a for sure mid-card champion. He might be a future world champion. If Miz can do it, there's no reason Ethan Page can't. Then, during the commercial, the Americanos cut a promo. Bate, Dunn, and Kaiser. And these dudes, it's just so funny. They're cutting promos in all Spanish. Good for them. They are talking about the mask versus mask match that they are building to. Can't wait for that. Royce Keys gets showed in the crowd. And then CM Punk walks out. And it's just like last night where there's no music during the walkout until he hits the spot where he does its clobber in time. And this was a really good promo to start. He talked about how he got a lot of love, obviously, first off. But then he starts talking about the things on his coat, the names on his coat, all the crew people that he was honoring that Michael Cole pointed out during the main event. He talked about how he's dealt with a lot of loss, and that coming out and talking to the WWE Universe and being a wrestler, it's a way for him to process grief. It's beautiful. CM Punk, I love this guy. Talking about processing grief on a WWE show. It's awesome. He says he could have just went home to his hot wife, but he didn't. He stayed motivated, and he's going to stay ready. He has to stay ready. There's no vacation coming for him. And you never know when a title opportunity is just going to fall out of the air. And the way he said it, I was like, oh, that's very intentional. And then Cody's music hits. And Cody limps out. No woes, no none of that. He has a huge bruise on his face. Cody's getting booed. And Punk was going to leave. He was like, oh, did I go over time? My bad. Thought I was wrapping up quickly. You can take over. Cody's like, no, come on, stay here. And Cody does this thing that he did to Sammy that low-key pushed Sammy to a heel turn when he, like, passive-aggressively implies that CM Punk should feel like a loser. Like, he's standing here looking good, no scars, but no title. And then you have Cody standing there with the title, but he looks like a loser. And Punk's like, you think I'm a loser? You think I should feel like a loser? Well, I don't. And Punk had a line. He said, Roman can have the sweet pepper necklace. That cracked me up. And again, before Punk leaves, he says, you never know when a title opportunity might fall out of the sky. And as he's leaving, Cody says, name the place. Punk smiles and walks away. That's either SummerSlam or WrestleMania 43. That's definitely going to happen. They've been teasing it for years now. Then we get a backstage promo for Finn Balor talking about JD McDonough and their history together. Then we get Ethan versus Javon. This was a lot of fun. Obviously, Javon is just sick every week when he does stuff. He's amazing. And Rusev gets involved, attacking Javon. I mentioned I would like to see Rusev and Javon have a little back and forth. So that was cool to see Rusev attack. And that allows Ethan Page to get a win on his first main roster match. So that was great. It was funny to see Penta comes out and Ethan Page cut off Penta so he couldn't get the up on Rusev. And then Ethan sees Rusev and he's like, hey! They gave each other a look like they knew each other. Obviously AEW. And then he left, and the mid-card scene is hot right now. On Raw, we got Javon, Penta, Ethan, Rusev, Dragon Lee, Rey Mysterio, JD McDonough, Dom, Finn. IC title feud is hot, y'all. Or the scene, not the feud. The IC title scene is hot. Then we get a commercial promo for Danhausen. He's celebrating WrestleMania weekend, saying John Cena passed him the torch. And he says, and since I walked the red carpet at WrestleMania, I am now a Hall of Famer. And he says he has a new list of demands, which include an animated series, cereal, and his face on a truck. I love Danhausen, loved the segment at Mania, thought this was excellent. Then we get the Judgment Day. So Liv really can't sing. That feels obvious. Can they just have Renee Rapp do a cover of Liv's song so it sounds good? Liv can't sing. It's cool that she's doing her own theme. She can't sing, like, at all. It sounds like somebody talks singing. Whereas if it was Renee Rapp, it would be amazing. So maybe reach out to a real artist. Renee Rapp would do an incredible cover of that. And Liv gets the "You Deserve It" chants. And Liv cuts kind of an expected promo. And then Sol Ruca hits the ring. Sol Ruca and Liv, they were two of the final three. I think she was the last eliminated when Liv won the Rumble. So this was a great segment. Sol's giving Liv all of the flowers for how great she is, and then Liv is like, well, that's really nice of you, but don't you ever cut me off again. Adam Pearce comes out and makes a match. This was very much a Sol Ruca showcase. This was awesome. Sol Ruca, she's like the female Javon Evans. Like, they just do so much every time they wrestle. She very much gives me like Jeff Hardy RVD vibes, but female, like Lita. This was just a great match, really enjoyed it. The cartwheel tope was crazy, got a holy shit chant. And then Zarya attacked, makes sense. They have a last woman standing match tonight. And the attack allows Liv to get the W. And when Liv is going up the ramp, Stephanie Vaquer comes out. They stare down. And Liv doesn't back down. They get right up in each other's face, and Liv raises the title. So maybe that's a Backlash match coming. Or maybe it's Stephanie, Sol, and Liv. Who knows? Then we get the Vision. And Paul Heyman starts off by thanking Brock Lesnar. He kind of confirms the rumors that that wasn't part of the plan, and Brock basically went off script. Paul Heyman was really emotional here. And then when he ends up giving it over to Logan, Logan has massive heat. I'm talking like peak Dominic Mysterio. I can't even talk heat. And it was great. Logan cuts a good promo. He shows that he's rattled, which I actually like when Logan shows that he's rattled by the crowd, because he does the very brash and confident thing. It's layered for him to show himself being like impacted by the crowd. So kudos. He talks about how Speed is an outsider, and how he doesn't want outsiders, streamers, and YouTubers coming to his business. Funny how they didn't even let Theory talk here. Heyman mentions Gunther, thanking him for beating down Seth, and then Braun Breaker is reintroduced. Leather jacket Braun. Braun got heat, but they also bark with him whenever he does, like, whenever they bring up his name, the entire arena starts barking. So that's good. He says, it's funny because a year ago I became the leader of I almost said the Shield, the Vision in this very building. He was so close to beating Gunther, and then I got him. I took that from him. Burn it down. Steel chair Seth gets the hit on Braun from behind. Another Shield homage with the steel chair from behind. And Seth gets jumped. The Vision are getting the upper hand. And the Street Profits return. Woo! I love the Street Profits. Montez and Doc return looking good. They even the odds. And it's down to just Seth and Breaker because Montez and Angelo chase the Vision through the arena. And Breaker was bleeding from the steel chair. It hit him in the back of the head, and there was blood coming down the crown of his skull and over the back of his head, and it looked really good. Breaker hit a couple of spears, and he's yelling at Seth, I'm going to make these people forget everything you've ever done. I'm going to take it all away. Good stuff. This was a good segment. I thought it was really good, and I love seeing the Street Profits back. I had pitched a faction with that Jade group on SmackDown and the Profits. Them returning here as baby faces, I guess that won't be what happens, but still thought it would have been cool if the Profits joined B-Fab, Meechin, and Jade Cargill. But anyway, now we get a JD McDonough video package in the back, and that leads us into Finn and JD having their match. Really solid match. Really solid Raw match. They were brawling through the arena right at the beginning. It's really fast to start. They're on the outside. And as soon as... Or no, they end up getting the bell started. The match started. And it was a really good match. These two obviously know each other really well. JD was countering a lot of Finn's stuff. JD is sick, man. He was on the outside and he like took Finn's legs with his legs and did like a corkscrew splash over the rope. It was sick. Finn started bleeding from the mouth at the end of the match. And ultimately, of course, Finn Balor gets the win before Dom attacks. So that's continuing, I guess. I mentioned in my Mania review that it would make sense for Dom to want a match with just Finn, because he was saying, I didn't sign up for a match with the Demon. I wanted a match with Finn. So I wouldn't be shocked to see one more match between those two. Then we get Gunther in the back. He makes it very clear he wants the world title. And then LA Knight walks up. And LA Knight says, hey, well, as another person who won at WrestleMania, let me talk to you. Yeah. And LA Knight kind of stumbles on his promo a little bit, but gets to the point and leaves. So I think we might see LA Knight versus Gunther in the meantime. Then we get Rhea and Io saying their goodbyes. Then Liv and Rhea have a brief moment of tension. And then it is time to acknowledge the tribal chief, the new world heavyweight champion, Roman Reigns. And as he's walking out, he sees the Usos. And they dap him up, and he goes, come on. And they're both like, yeah. And the Bloodline heads out together. Again, this is the OG Bloodline theme, so it's just right that Jay and Jimmy would join him again. It's just beautiful to me that we're back to this. I love the Bloodline. He says, we got family business. He says, I miss this. I miss running it with y'all. At one point he says, I miss this, yeet. And then he says, the crowd, he's like, you're the yeet man. Like, watch this. Starts yelling yeet, and the entire arena starts yeeting immediately. And I think the most important thing that Roman says here is, I'm not asking y'all to serve me. I'm asking you to do this with me. So they're equals. And then Jacob Fatu's music hit, y'all. When I tell you I popped in my apartment, this was like a holy shit moment for me, seeing Jacob and Roman come face to face. And at first I'm like, is he coming out to acknowledge, to join the team? Nah, it ain't that. Roman says, you're only out here for one of two things, to acknowledge me. Jacob quickly goes, it ain't that. And then Roman goes, so you want this, pointing at the title. And he goes, nah, man, I don't want it. I need it. I need it for my family. I want that whole tribal chief setup. I want the jet. I want the food. I want it all. I'm doing this for my family. It is time for an upgrade. Y'all remember, this is how the Jey Uso Roman Reigns feud started. Jey wanting to prove he could put food on his family's table. So this is sick to feel like day one of the Bloodline again, except now Jacob is that Jey character. And Jacob, man, I'll do anything for my family. So at Backlash, I'm coming for you. Roman says, man, I want that for you too. I want it all for you. And Jacob, maybe you can beat me. But what if you can't? Can you live with coming and swinging for the fences and trying to get that upgrade? Can you live with it if you can't? This was really good. I really enjoyed this. And he was like, can you handle it if you have to acknowledge me? This was really good, man. Roman said, I'm not giving you an answer yet. Think about it. And as they're leaving, Jimmy says, man, I'm gonna talk to him. Give me a minute. And Roman's like, yeah, talk to him. I love it, man. I hope we're leading to Jacob and Roman. I like the Bloodline. Like, the Bloodline being a lot of the Fatus just feels right. Like, getting Jacob involved in this, he won't beat Roman yet. But What happens after this? Is he a part of the family? Is he exiled? This is exciting, y'all. The Usos are back with Roman, and he's feuding with family. This feels like peak Bloodline all over again, and I am so excited. So ultimately, y'all, I thought that was a really good Monday Night Raw, a solid Raw After Mania. Sol Ruca and Ethan Page are up, and Jacob Fatu is going for the world title. Let me know what you thought of Monday Night Raw down below, guys. The Goose is out. Ha!